Black girl groups have undeniably shaped the American music landscape, from the early 20th century with jazz pioneers to the iconic Motown era of the 1950s and 60s, featuring groups like Martha and the Vandellas. Despite their significant contributions, black female artists have had to fight not only to be seen authentically, but to be seen at all. By not focusing on the performers during broadcasts and on album releases, it would allow people with racial biases to consume the music without being aware of the performer's race. However, the advent of television changed the dynamic. As musical acts became visible, concealing the race of performers became challenging. In the 1950s and 60s, the appearance of black performers, especially black girl groups, was dictated to cater to a largely white, predominantly racist audience. They were styled in a way deemed mainstream, often stripping away culturally specific elements, and while the concealment of race was a compromise for the safety of the performers, it also reflects the systemic racism that permeated within the entertainment industry during a tumultuous period of segregation and racial tension. The industry aimed for a black sound while desiring the product to appear white, emphasizing universal appeal.
As long as the music is played like white people should play it, it's not this animalistic bebop, but we won't object to it as long as it is a white band.
However, despite this contradiction, the black girl groups not only looked but also sounded incredible. Initially styled to project a more white passing image, the reverse ended up taking place. These girls had such a profound transformative impact that white musical artists began drawing inspiration from their unique style. And while the media eventually utilized and embraced their artistic contributions, especially for their popularity in music, the media would also downplay or outright ignore the injustices and needs of the black community, perpetuating a skewed narrative that overlooked the systemic challenges and discrimination they faced. There was, and is, a disconnect between the cultural appropriation and consumption of black art and the lack of genuine attention to the social and civil rights issues affecting the black population still to this day. It's also essential to mention the juxtaposition between white people's failure to address systemic issues affecting black individuals and the active engagement of black people, especially black women, in advocating for the safety of others. And that brings us to Little Shop of Horrors, the musical about the man-eating plant. In Little Shop of Horrors, Tashina Arnold, Michelle Weeks, and Tisha Campbell portray Crystal, Ronnette and Chiffon, named after and inspired by iconic black girl groups of the 50s and 60s, and are, perhaps inadvertently, symbolic of the societal tendency to exploit and overlook the experiences and warnings of black individuals, in particular black women. Their roles as a Greek chorus delivering cautions and commentary reflect a pattern of consuming black art but dismissing black voices until it directly benefits the dominant white characters. From the very first moments of the film, they deliver a warning about the danger approaching Skid Row, a warning that goes unheeded and ignored by the main characters, despite the girl group's distinctive, vibrant attire that contrasts from the rest of their surroundings. The main characters will participate in songs and interact with the girls, but only when it addresses their direct experience or provides them immediate personal gain. Their striking appearance, their incredible vocals and electric personalities, juxtaposed with their inability to sway the decisions of the white leads, underscores a powerful commentary on racial dynamics, systemic biases, and the peril of succumbing to unethical practices for personal gain. While initially appearing innocuous, the corruption that Audrey II inspires escalates, demanding increasingly significant sacrifices until even those Seymour cherishes are compromised, culminating in his self-destruction. The voices of the marginalized characters go unheard until the consequences become irreversible. In the finale, the song Don't Feed the Plants reveals that prioritizing personal gain at the expense of others ultimately results in destruction and the end of the world. Until the studio changed the ending. Why did the producers choose to do that? Oh yeah. So why do they appeal to me? Why as a child were they, and still are, so captivating? It could be the awe-inspiring showcase of talent and eye-catching outfits, Or perhaps a deeper connection as a queer individual, sharing experiences of societal expectations and the need for identity concealment. I find inspiration in their strength as characters and as actresses navigating these challenges and contradictions. Despite facing systemic discrimination and numerous obstacles, these characters embody a celebration of power. They stand as a defiance to their surroundings, not just visually, but as a potent force existing and thriving in a world plagued by racism. Their resilience becomes a beacon of empowerment, offering a powerful narrative that resonates deeply.
The real kicker, the real thing that made it exciting for me was the three girls. Because the three girls add style to the picture. They're the ones who really allow you to make it a stylish movie. The plant and Audrey and Seymour and the wonderful music and Mushnik and all the characters are terrific. But without the girls, without the three girls, it would be a story. With the girls, it's a story with style.